Mibr still has not won one.
Already hearing some of that Gecko tech utility being used.
They've cross-teed out, and they tried to trap him, but look at the Cascade falling back. That nade is not actually placed on anybody. Finally, a molly going in.
You gotta be careful.
Should be able to rotate off.
Yeah, but Aspas is stuck. Right, there are actually two members. Kawanzin is over there as well. And they've lost mount control here. Are they gonna be able to get out?
Look at that idea from Tui's. There almost was a perfect Cascade to get them out, but they don't take it because Tui's calls.
Kawanzin falls first.
Cover going out.
There's still one member stuck over there.
Look at Sadak. He's rotated all the way to the other side of the map with Les, who's been trying to lurk up. But here, there's so much KJ util to deal with.
That's one piece less to have to worry about. As Les creeping forward. They should be able to get the spike down. Wingman getting another. I mean, we're really all just Wingman fans here. Let's be honest. Now it gets to the hard part, though. Can Loud keep Mibr back? Given the numbers advantage that the defensive side has, the utility that they have to work with, too. It's going to be difficult, but keep a close eye on Aspas. Rotating across the middle of the map. There is nothing to catch this. The alarm bot is not planted for this. Aspas is going to find a free kill, isn't he?
They're playing the spam here, too. Oh, my goodness.
It's so free. Oh, it's so free!
The defuse, though!
I think that jinxed them, and he's going to stick it the whole way! You called it at the beginning. Mibr hadn't won a pistol. There's one for him.
Yeah. Very important to start off that way. And that was a great round from them. I mean, the trap that they had on C-Long was really, really nice. And I think immediately you saw Loud use their wall towards that side. You normally don't see that. You see the default Viper wall being much, much more focused on A. And so with that information, they go for the flash through Waterfall. They go for the player all the way down through the box with heat. The nades, the snake bites come in to make it and waste so much time for Loud.
Early flash. I mean, look at that Viper wall. Adam Muri's, it's so deep.
He throws that one from the back of sight. Interesting that we actually haven't seen that.
Yeah.
But it also denies one side of the map. Normally you want the Viper wall that can cover two spots, two chokes.
It's interesting here, too, to consider their utilization of that wall, given how they played around Mound in the previous round.
And also think about this, though. Like, one flash, and all of a sudden you clear Mound. That wall is useless for the rest of the round.
For sure.
You want to get as much value over time throughout the entire 1 minute and 40 seconds that you get. And at this point, they don't have any more value out of it.
Yeah, you're right. They've cleared the wall. And yeah, they've gathered some info with the flash over the top out of JCZ, but we'll see what that Harbor utility can do. It's sectioned off a section of the site. Door tap. Do they take the bait?
They did get a smoke out of RGL, so considering it, but also considering the factor that they could fall back towards A.
Perfect positioning out of JZZ at a spot where the flash will not hit him, and the 1-2 punch of JZZ and Muriz are just too much.
You went for the clip, too, with the 2 bullets.
Toxins coming up.
Yo, guys, chill. Let him get it.
13 seconds left.
10 seconds left.
Les finding one. Poor guy's just trying to get the spike down, man.
I know.
Oh, can he get any other guns out of their hands? No.
Clean. Clean. And I mentioned a lot about that wall and how you're trying to find value out of it. But also, it's just the anti-eco, so not the biggest of deals. You could go for a little bit more gimmicky stuff, and ones that could end up just you getting instant control of an entire section of the map. From range, too. So let's see if he swaps it up. He should at this point. Most common one that you're seeing is the one that covers both the B walkouts from Waterfall and Heaven and a little bit towards A. This one's just covering B and allows them to actually cross, use it kind of like a harbor wall. And there's the first Dizzy straight up from Sadak that we've seen the entire time. I think on this map you have a lot more opportunities to do that. With that 4K that Muri's just got, he's got his Viper Spit too, so very difficult to get in that C side.
And if they try to go B, you're going to have to get through all of the Killjoy utility that's set up.
My only piece. Please, Sadak, do not send Wingman to die in these mollies.
Does he have that in him?
Popped one of them, so actually, Wingman could get through. They did not like what they saw there with that Trailblazer, though. Not at all.
Note here, Sadok 1 point away from having Thrash to work with as well. There's that forward
He's
wall.
gonna farm. He's gonna get this orb and use the Thrash. That's exactly his plan.
You did good.
Second utilization of Dizzy in this round, and perhaps more to come. Thrash should be online here. Has to pause for just a moment. He wasn't able to bring it back. Wasn't able to boomerang the.
Oh, what a good.
Oh, but he's flat. He's scooped. He can't see a thing.
Amazing.
And Wingman finds success again.
Jeez. These guys hit so hard.
Last player standing.
And there's just not much out of MIBR this round. And note, again, this was their bonus, so.
And he made noise now. He's stuck here. That is a huge win for Loud. Remember, they pivoted so much, and also such a good idea from Sadok there, recognizing, I think he got all 3 orbs there. I think he might have gotten all 3 orbs.
Yeah, I think you're right. I was surprised that he was as close as he was to having Thrash.
I have to give props as well to Tuiz there. That cascade that came through and blocked the vision from the tree player, blocked the vision from the Dizzy. He does not know where he's gonna have to pre-aim to fight that. And then also, when the cascade gets through him, he has players to deal with, so he's instant gooped.
Oh, there's that deep Viper wall again. I mean, MIBR seemed very
up top.
intent on fighting Mound, but RGL, great position. The flash tree swings around for another double, triple, dips his way through, and he gets them all. Hotspot's finally able to trade it back, but you've got heat you're gonna have to deal with. Clean round from MIBR.
And look at the flank coming too.
And that's off of them taking early space in Mound to go back to the first round.
Yep. Yeah, you pointed out the wall immediately. That TP from RGL, very aggressive, but is one of the key things that you have to pay attention to on Lotus. Nade, TP, one way being thrown, flash as well. Such a good angle.
Yeah, the thing too about that though, Ball, if I may play devil's advocate for a little bit here, is against a team like Loud, you're not going to catch them with something like that again. Right? Like, there's no way you're not expecting the Omen TP into that spot.
Sure, but I'm surprised they even... Oh, hold on. Big engagement here at Mound. Again, Aspas just going forward with the knives in the space that that cascade gives. Clears out everything.
But it's just not nearly as intentional as MIBR had done previously. There was just one there this time.
Wingman's going.
Oh, he's by himself. No! No! And the crowd is pissed. And I am too.
They got revenge. And don't worry, Wingman will rise again.
Second time's a charm. He's able to pick up the orb. Yeah, he's just gonna do it himself this time. Either way,
Spike planted.
MIBR with 2.
That cove is super interesting that they threw it on the ground, and he can actually uncrouch and peek.
Right there. Dizzy's up top.
Oh, that's
Gonna spot.
very aggressive.
Oh, but it didn't spot the one on the other side. He's in such a good place for it.
Oh,
RGL? He's gotten 2.
he knows the flank.
No way. He's gotten it down to a 1v1. Tuiz is so healthy, though. There's not a ton of time here either.
And well played by Tuiz. He just stands in the open.
Yeah.
Knowing he's pressured by time, knowing that he's going to actually not use proper crosshair placement all the way through. He's trying to get to the spike fast so he can, in turn, pressure him with his time. Well done. Explosive start here from both sides. I think RGL has stepped up quite a lot. Don't replay that. Don't replay that.
I mean, RGL almost put together a filthy clip, though.
That's 2 in a row from him, too.
Yeah.
Talk about feeling himself. We're into the round. They have already gone deep here. Hit all the way up. He's got the judge.
Yeah, monster on the loose.
Shark on the other side. They're hitting B, though. Already the high tide to cover both sides. We have one player close. They spotted him. Detained. And traded.
Les waiting for the flank to come around, and this time they've got security detail for him. Meanwhile, the showstopper used on the other side. Les falls. Spike planted as he finds comfort in the confines of the cove. How do they choose to go about this one?
That was interesting, too. They actually read the fact that they were going to re-clear him all the way back up that B lane.
Note here, the panel's already cleared out, so MIBR should be able to find some space here, but oh my goodness, that Harbor utility is gorgeous. Understanding where the point of weakness could have been, and they're just ahead of it.
Talk about oppressive, man. You think of a Viper who gets their wall and their orb in the same spot and how annoying it is to wait that out, and then the mollies too. You have that twice with the Harbor too. 2 cascades and a high tide. There's no chance if you're all coming from the same spot that you're gonna be able to break through.
I want to keep a close eye on this too, because as we continue to talk about mound control, we saw this Viper wall that you see on your mini-map right now in the previous round with a cascade on the left side. And they never went that way. So you're starting to see some of these mind games, a little bit of conditioning that Loud are trying to threaten around, hey, we're going to fight for this space. This isn't free for you as it was before.
Well, remember the round just prior, they did the exact same thing. And Aspas went with knives over top. We're gonna see the exact same thing once again. That flash gets caught on the wall, but he's way ahead of it.
He finds one, but Loud just punched back, man.
It's important that battle he escapes. Aspas is going for him though.
RGL, who's been very good, and he had some heroic moments on Split.
He's just cleared so much information, by the way. With his wall, FRZ on the other side knows that Aspas did not get in with that dash early. Reckoning coming in. So much. Dizzy on top.
Right, this is just chaos on an already tight site.
Wingman play.
In the cove.
Welcome to
What are we up to at this point?
That's 6.
Now the pit, too. You mentioned it earlier, Ball. It's just oppression, man. It's so oppressive. It's so suffocating.
Frustrating to play against.
How do you find a way in? If MIBR are going to make a run at this, they're going to have to do it very soon. They're going to have to pull the trigger. You see Muri's on the other side of the wall. Now taps it. They try pouncing, and Aspas is ready. Aspas gets 3, and he's hunting for the 4th. Tui's potentially. Oh my gosh! Yeah, he's still nasty.
What a fun game. So far in Lotus 2. You're seeing the tactics go up against each other. And it is super interesting. RGL there TPing off, buying a lot of time. Loud could have hit him. Aspas wanted to. This push up the left side of Mound for the defense. Incredibly smart, given the way that they're actually approaching that. The Cascade is a double-edged sword sometimes when you go for it. Because it also blocks the path that the defense can take. So they can get in unexpected positions as well.
It's just so much utility invested, man. So early in the round, too.
Oh, wow. That Dizzy is actually kind of short. They could definitely be on the backside of Rebel with that.
I think it was intended to clear out the teleport from a couple of rounds ago.
Yes, absolutely.
Can Cowan find the Trailblazers going to spot one up in heaven. Once again, Wingman looking for another. No cope this time.
Get it down. 5v5 retake with very, very minimal weaponry on the side of MIBR.
They do have some key ultimates, though. That could be the difference maker. Keep a close eye on the flank coming in from panel 2. You've got Tui's waiting on the other side as it now breaks. Just when you think you get through one, there's another wall there. This one made of water. Tui's repositioning. He hasn't given up an inch. He has not cleared the space that he's trying to hold. Meanwhile, Aspas on the side falls. They overwhelm Tui's. Now the Mantra buys some space side out with the spam through the smoke. It's free. It's a gift. JZZ.
Vulnerable.
Yeah. He didn't. He wouldn't have had very much time anyway.
Les could have gotten away there. My man is definitely fist bumping on stage. Forgot to run from the spike.
JZZ and FRZ still have those ults that we were just referring to. They still have the Seekers. They still have the lockdown.
Yeah.
And for this one to stay competitive, Loud have won the last 4. You feel the possibility of this one getting out of hand.
Sure. You got to find ways to find that lockdown value, though. And I think immediately, if I'm Loud, one of the ways that you can nullify that and cancel it is go back towards that C.
What MIBR do to adjust? Again, the last 4 rounds going in favor of Loud. This had gone tit for tat for a little bit here. It seemed like it was going to be competitive. It seemed like MIBR had some different things prepared.
Yeah.
But it's recently, as you see on the timeline, it's been all Loud.
Aspas with knives and a shorty. Does he clear some space? They're going fast in towards this B side. And that scares me a little bit. If they do choose to actually hit towards B, but it's going to be a pivot. Fast back towards C, because that lockdown on towards B is really difficult to actually break in Waterfall. Because you have to push into Waterfall to break it.
They're sending him out there by himself. It's actually Utility who's being able to provide so much of the cover, and Aspas follows. He falls as he spots so many more on the other side. Wingman once again finding success.
Okay. Now MIBR rotates all out. They actually leave FRZ alone to ult in Waterfall. He's not going to, because of how dangerous that would be. He's going to use it in spawn instead. That's what I was talking about. You have to pivot it out of Waterfall because of how easy it is to mosh pit from inside the site, but Loud's already off. They don't want to actually even try to break it, just a lot of utility.
They're so comfortable playing from this area.
All pushing here.
Lockdown not cleared, Utility still littering as RGL does it again.
What's another death?
That's
Should
so
have
close.
it too, yeah. Close, but again, success. And I want to go back to what we were talking about earlier, because RGL has been a bright spot.
Oh, he's a monster right now. On Omen as well. 10 and 7. I just love the call here from Mibr is the IGL of MIBR to push this, knowing that, okay, if they're not fighting for the lockdown, they must be playing all their utility that they have.
Yeah.
Which is less is double mollies, which is Sadaks, Mosh. There's not much more than that, though.
Dude, I love that RGL still took the time to spray the ground and then go for the reviews. Again, you see the value of the wall from Harbor. You see the spam coming through. Spike landed once more. She's trying to satchel away, and JZZ swings around at just the right time to bail him out.
Great movement. This might be the first time we've seen Loud eco outside of when they've lost the pistol early in this game.
Really cool cascade. I mean, look at it, just sectioning off all the entry points into B.
Great flash.
But how much will it find? No, all of it. It's less in this 1v5, and it's not happening.
That one's huge. We're approaching the tail end of this first half, and we're still tied up here on Lotus. And this is not a map where I can super speculate about what sidedness it is, because we're playing so many different comps on this map. There's so much variability in what teams are bringing to the table. And we still get even something newer in this case. Sadak, though, is struggling a lot more than he was on Split. This utility is much harder. You see he's not comboing the same way that he was with the Wingman and the Dizzy to actually find value.
It's so much more exploratory.
Yeah. It's kind of falling in the same pitfall that if you've watched the EMEA games that Na'Vi fell into on this map, where they're using it a lot for that plan. Oh, he's in the, oh my goodness. He heard that TP for sure too.
Surely,
The
right?
orb is getting cheated. Oh, that's
Well
beautiful.
played.
They get the spike down even though Heat was on top of it. They might be able to pressure with the defuse early.
Yeah, there was an early tap.
I've got your trail.
Seekers used, Amir's just gonna use the pit. Tui's doesn't have the Reckoning to counter here.
They barely have anything, honestly, and they can't get close to this and spam without getting hit by the decay. Oh, what
Yeah,
HP?
but they also haven't even gotten on the tap. Miri's swinging forward. It's gotten to half. It's gonna go all the way.
Oh, that is a brutal Viper's Pit there.
That's also the second round in a row that we've seen Loud try to find success B, and they just can't weather the
Last
chaos.
Sure.
round in the
I
half.
think that one is definitely more decisive given the pistols that Loud had in the last round. This one, a great idea. They even had the flank. I didn't see this kill from JZZ, getting the stun from the Trailblazer. Oh, Aspas getting a little bit of his own medicine there. He got tracked by an updraft just on audio alone by JZZ. Well done. And this is MIBR in the lead heading into potentially a 2-round lead in the second half.
We see the same setup towards Mound. Also note, Tui's has his Reckoning, and he used it last time he had it. He used it to fight through C. Very well may end up in the same place, as walls of every kind section off this area of the map. Quiet here. As Les making sure there's no one waiting on the other side of the rotating door. Note here, they have Les in such a unique spot, especially off of tapping that door twice.
Yeah. The taps really give a lot of misinformation about what's happening.
Rash is ready.
And they've been farming these for Sadak, but most of the time so far they've been getting broken. With 50 seconds left, I actually really like pivoting back over towards C late after the door info. So the flash just got used on B, even though they know that they were outside of B 1 round prior as well.
It's going to be explosive. The Reckoning used.
Detain broken.
And they're getting so much info, but can the Molly keep them back? Once again, Wingman falls. The rest of the members do as well. He trying to find something, but no, Les able to keep them back. Seeker should provide some more info here.
They're going to swing fast behind them on water.
Hit planted too. FRZ's spot is gorgeous. JCZ is his too.
Spike down.
Can Les win this 1v2?
10 seconds left.
Big flash. He has to actually find this plant.
Oh, he's got time.
He's going to say, oh.
He's got time. He's
No
cool,
way.
calm, and collected. He's
No
able to get
time.
the kill, but he's not going to get the plan. He's not going to get the spike down.
Yep.
And that will be a round for Mibr. Is that, am I hearing that right?
Yes, you are. Crowd currently chanting, "Let's go, Wingman."
Which again reminds me, we need to start selling Wingman plushies.
Oh, for
I don't
sure.
know what we're waiting for.
Yeah, I'll get on it actually. If right, I'll start a little side hustle. You guys in?
Toxins going up.
I got you.
All right, cool. At least I got
you,
one,
they don't
one sale.
got you. Mibr on the attacking side to kick off this second half. And yeah, we've gone through about 40 seconds. They haven't really gotten very far.
Just pivoting all around the map.
Yeah.
Not collecting an orb, not really focused on that on this pistol. I want to find a site, and I think they've chosen correctly given the mini-map right now. Nobody on that side.
Yeah, but it's misdirection
Ooh,
again.
he just saw the turret get pulled back. But that is misdirection.
Fast, spotting heat. Once again, the duelist duel goes in favor of Cloud.
And remember, the desk was talking about how it's 3-0 for Aspas on split. But this is what I'm talking about, the misdirection. That turret gets pulled
30
back. You really
seconds
don't
left.
know exactly what. And Loud is rotated all the
Toxin
way
screen down.
more towards C. And it will be an A plant coming in.
They do eventually end there. Better late than never. JCC with the spike down. Number still in favor of Loud. And the Trailblazers' timing was just so crazy. It could have gotten so much info, but it gets nothing. Les finding one. JCC trying to drop them as they drop out of heaven. No, not able to do so. RGL overwhelmed as well. It's just too much. And I love how Sadak is a man of the people, and he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
You get a wingman, you get a gecko on your team, and you got home field advantage.
Right.
It's like they're
You're
back
the
in
fan
Brazil.
favorite, yeah. Huge kill out from Aspas, though. Again, finding that opening pick onto Heat. So
Yeah.
much of the engage, so much of the go gone. Lad with a gun advantage here. See, they were reconsidering how they wanted to approach this. Deep harbor wall, too. Not too different from what we saw at a Viper in the previous half.
Yeah, but this one is, refreshable, so
Grenade!
they could always fall back after this. They're gonna jump through it. That is, oh!
Spike down.
That was an idea. That was an idea.
That was one of the ideas of all time.
That was one of them. It's so tough though too, man, because as much as we say like, well, that didn't work out. You've got pistols, right?
Toxin
Like
screen down.
the only real play there is try to overwhelm
Or just not do that
or just not go.
and go somewhere else. Given the amount of time they spent on the pistol, like the entire round, maybe take a little bit more patience. I don't know. I think for MIBR, you're thinking, okay, if they throw this wall, sometimes they're not going to be there.
Right.
So if we go for a jump through and they're not there, then we all of a sudden have a huge advantage.
Yeah.
Because that's how they were playing that Viper wall. Sometimes they were playing up on it, and sometimes they were playing way far back and just hoping that they don't push that wall. I think that is a good idea against lesser teams. Not a team like Loud.
Oh, again, this is going to be explosive. A cacophonous chorus of utility through A, and there's goop all over the place too. Swing around from RGL, and MIBR has managed to walk away with the numbers advantage here. Less left alone on the opposite side of the map.
You talk about like the amount of utility that you need to take A there. For MIBR on that defensive side, you saw a nade, you saw a paranoia come through. For Loud, they really don't have much. They just have vision blockers, and maybe the Mosh coming as well from Sadak. But that's definitely not enough when you have two players who can not only dive past any of that utility, but also you have the counter utility from MIBR as well.
Two shoulder spotted. Les has to throw it in reverse. As MIBR, they continue to hang around. You expect there are instances in which we see, all right, Loud's going to pull away here, but
It's less poking. He's just trying to find any sort of kill. Thought he was considering a ninja. MIBR has been doing a really good job hanging on to this lead. The entire time, it has felt like they've been in control on Lotus. And this time, even losing the pistol, immediately responding with the anti-bonus win. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. The flash is just not enough to stop them. And then they get the vulnerable off as well.
and I think you make a really good point about the ability to get past the vision blockers. You saw it there from Heat. He was in a position just early enough to be able to get that pick.
Yeah, and I think MIBR, after that round, recognizing, okay, let's go for this even further.
They're going to do it again.
And on the other side of the map, they're doing that C high tide. That lasts a long time for them. They might push through with a flash, and that could give them huge advantage against FRZ alone on that side of the map.
Oh, this is interesting here. No ults for Loud, but they do have an op in the hands of Aspas. He's playing across the middle of the map.
They're getting pinched in. Tuiz has gotten the kill on the flank.
Yeah, but Heat now has a showstopper to work with too. And instead of pushing in towards the site, he's going to take the scenic route.
Careful.
He's going to go aggressive, and you see the ping on the minimap. They know
Careful.
that is a weak spot. What's the go button? What's the trigger? They wait just on the other side of utility.
They've given far too much time for Loud to actually rotate off of this. They opted not to flank, but to go all the way back. That's a lot of time.
Oh, that's so big. The Trailblazer finds so much info now. Not only that, but also pushes Heat off of the crunch point. Scaling forward with Harbor utility, Sadak makes his way up just to his death.
This showstopper, though, is key.
He's been holding on to it up until now. Now he goes. Heat not spotting a single target.
Oh, the Seekers are going to pressure him, too. He's maybe not going to be able to use this.
Of course, as you say that, Kalanzine falls.
One more kill and an aid.
They've gotten the space, but they still aren't really able to get to the defuse. They've been able to push them off, but it's going to have to happen fast. That's so big. Heat with a massive kill. Can Aspas get away and keep the up?
No chance. He's dead to the spike no matter what. One around from MIBR. I thought the time was going to be an issue there, but they still hold on. The way Heat took the stairs, took the fight in the stairs. That's so much for Loud to actually have to work back through, even though they were rotating way too late there.
I mean, you even think about Heat's ult and how he had to just sit on it for a good half of that time bar.
Yeah.
They played such a delicate dance on being pushed off of the site, but still having spam angle, still being able to
Straight up here.
Once again, chaos. Everyone's here, except for the two flankers.
This is what I'm talking about. Just, oh, wait a second.
They're doing it this time around, but RGL's still in a really good spot. And again, the gun difference could be everything, but Kalanzine drops him.
And he's going to fall back to his other teammate, FRZ.
This is actually really big here. I know he's weak and he's by himself, but FRZ and JZZ are not much better off.
But look at the space that FRZ is taking. There's no way. Kalanzine has to slow down at some point, and it's going to be way after FRZ hears him.
5 HP. He's got a weapon. What can he do? They're so weak, but his knife is out. FRZ cutting him off before any sort of antics take place.
And I think you're comfortable to go for that because you know he's going to go for a gun. And you know the last position he was before. JZZ actually runs away from that fight. So well done from FRZ, recognizing, okay, they went for full aggro on A. But that's the key for MIBR right there. In that specific fight, Loud has had no answers so far to it. Because they're either playing a very passive setup on A or pushing in with the, they just don't have the same tools that MIBR do. There we go. A high tide to kind of obscure exactly what's going on. I think it's a lot more clean of an approach rather than fighting straight up. This duel Aspas against RGL. Tight angle for RGL. Will Aspas go for more? It doesn't look like it.
Satisfied to sit patiently with the space that he's garnered. Meanwhile, it seems like MIBR are a bit indecisive on how they want to play this as well. He has taken a decent amount of space. Once again, a high tide in his face.
Kinda split through the broken door. It looks like no, he wants to actually lurk. Mosh denies the actual hit, and you're right.
Blinded.
Indecisive indeed. He's behind that high tide. Oh my goodness.
No way.
He has found such a good timing.
Split second, and they have no idea.
30 seconds.
No, they're looking at
Actually,
him.
hang on, look at Sadak.
I've got
Galaxy
your
Brain
trail.
Sadak finds the kill onto Heat. Unreal. Kalanzine overwhelmed, but that's all right. What do they do here? They have so much space in B. Are they going to try to rotate back? Yeah, they are, but with 13 seconds left.
Aspas smoked the turret too. And that
10
turret actually
seconds
probably
left.
is going to go down soon given FRZ's position. There's lurks all over the place right now.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the problem is I think you've overcooked this a bit too much. You've taken so much space that it's going to be really hard to keep track of where your weak spots are. And even that cascade suggests, the high tide, excuse me, Aspas is in a really good spot here, and you're not expecting that. That really felt like MIBR maybe like overthought this round.
Now, once Sadak is watching that flank coming in from Heat, and also once they try to commit towards that B side, it's tough to actually find the right space and time
Got it?
to go for those lurks. And then FRZ getting way deep in Waterfall. I think you want to take that space no matter what. If they're giving it to you, you've got to. It's not even necessarily a risk, it's just a gift. But in this case, yeah, you're right. It definitely cost them. They're all split up way too much, overextended.
Shopee Big Ramadan Sale 44 Midnight Sale 4-6 April. Setiap jam 12.
Nice angle over top of what could be going thrown out. That orb to help them cross. MIBR giving up on that A presence. Not wanting to spend too much to get across.
MIBR have a choice here. They can choose to use utility to clear that high tide, or they just wait it out. Now as the wall goes down, they can use the Trailblazer, see if anyone has crept up behind it.
Here.
I'm pretty sure Miri's, that was from the opposite side of the map. That molly to challenge where Heat's crosshair currently is.
Interesting that it comes late too. They're considering where Aspas could be, and that is one of those angles. They've done a good job clearing up to Mound. Now they execute. It's an unconventional one, but why they want to come to the side is Muri's. He's got his Viper's Pit. If they get on the site and they get that down, the retake becomes exponentially harder.
FRZ was 1 point away from getting...
Ooh.
30 seconds.
They draw out the Reckoning, and then they're going to rotate away.
Blinded.
Cascade is coming in to help Kalanzine on this one. Tui is spraying through it. They're all low.
Welcome to my
The paranoia, the pit, and the utility. And yeah, they've slowly made their way forward, but once again, this feels labored.
Spike planted.
Spike finally going down, and perhaps this is a moment in which they can find some comfort and find some rest and control. You hear the ult go through as a couple of kills get traded back and forth. MIBR still playing in their pit as Loud tries to find some space.
The stun on the pit. Oh, the Viper could have gone down there.
3v3 here. The remaining members of MIBR are weak.
Yeah, to use the lockdown though, that will solidify this round deep in Waterfall. No way you push back into the pit. He's gonna get detained. Oh!
Surely he doesn't have enough time to do this.
No,
right?
not even close.
Remaining.
He got a kill.
Switch is ready.
At first, he's literally just left.
What a chaotic round.
That was a great call. They got the Reckoning out and instantly pivoted.
And I wonder, I can't help but wonder if that was the plan from the beginning. Feign a hit onto C to draw that Reckoning out, because again, you think about that ult in C. C is already so tight and so uncomfortable to navigate around. The Reckoning just introduces chaos on that site. So perhaps it was intentional to draw it out and then we pull off, or if that was their like yellow light to, let's rethink this.
Yeah. I think it could have been both. I definitely think that's in MIBR's calling capacity for sure. I think in this case, they'll take either, right? They'll take either getting on a C if they don't ult, you got this site, or they'll pivot off if they spend an ult. No way you're gonna push into it though.
Go get him.
So you think actually the way that Loud played that, maybe if they delay that Reckoning slightly, all of a sudden you get them in the site and you're retaking at the same time.
It was a quick trigger finger on that one. Felt like it was almost instant.
Last has had really good ideas with his Viper's pit. You remember the split round where he fell back into the spawn and used his pit from there for the retake. Looks like he's doing something very similar where he's jump spotting the throw molly and then falling back. So he can use a pit for the rest of his team to come into. But once again, MIBR is doing such a great job keeping Loud spread thin. Fainting with this door. High Tide just gets pulled off.
And the molly too, even.
There's the molly, hopefully. Oh, he gets stunned.
Eats through.
He's
and then
dead.
the paranoia too,
What?
but he still gets one. Either way, it was just too much out of MIBR. They overwhelm Loud, they overwhelm Sadak, and they push their way forward. Not satisfied with the space they've taken, they want more.
And Farzia is dead. That turret not a factor. Aspas coming fast in the flank.
A 3v2 here. Heat has ult. Aspas has to find a perfect timing. And I think he's going to be able to get through this undetected. They're not looking at him. He's going to go unchecked. He's going to go unchecked. Now a 2v2. He's got it down to 1v1 and blades are in play. Aspas.
There's no flash.
No shot.
Half.
No shot.
Mistaken.
Not like this. Forget about the blades. Aspas just sticks the defuse. What a gutsy call.
RGL was so fearful of what Aspas could do through that smoke after he taps that he fell all the way back. And he doesn't even have the room to be jiggling at that point. They planted deep for it spawn. They knew they wanted to push early. That is just so unfortunate as well, the smoke too.
Shopee, Shopee PPP, Shopee PPP, gratis.
Sadak's wondering, what was that? What is he doing? That could have just gotten Loud back into this map.
Definitely within striking distance, and now MIBR on a broken buy. They're all flashed up too. Aspas showing patience. And well, for good reason. If they're just going to walk into your crosshair like that, why not? Baited into swinging around, and it's actually Tui's who dies.
Look at that juggle. Okay, Kazi gets the guns away from them.
Aspas in a really good spot. You have Les, who's going to be flanking around from A.
Flash coming. Wingman 2. Good combo, Aspas.
3 for him. 4 for him. Go get it.
Crowd wants it.
He has 2 bullets, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, still only 2. Les takes it away, but Loud gets to 10 nonetheless. And this was a concern, Bally. You mentioned it. Off of that defuse, MIBR are broken. This could be their window, and they storm right through it.
Massive anti-eco. And I think this B main control from Loud is going to be a key against what MIBR, who is pivoting more towards favoring C side. If they control that B door, all of a sudden you don't have that pivot idea. that we saw with the Reckoning landing early in the round. You have much more limited options when you commit down mound. Back towards A, though, this is definitely what has been working for MIBR, why they are in the lead. But Loud have other ideas now. Look, 4 players put around this broken door.
But no early challenge, too. I think that's the key.
Walking through the wall. Flash is going to come. Oh!
And the Dizzy. Oh, but RGL still gets one. Sonic training back. There's a showstopper. It's Heat looking to take space, but there are so many walls, they can't see a dang thing. Gecko utility again, finding value.
Aspas left alone. See if MIBR can actually snuff this out. All the utility from Sadak gone too, except for the Mosh. And look how concerned Tui's is about that A-Link flood into B. He already put down a cascade. Heat recognizes that, but he's also going to start going and hunting for information of his own. They're walking that way.
Smoke's now coming out, grenades as well.
Loud doesn't hear this either. They're not committing to it.
No, they're still second guessing what they want to do. You got to be careful here if you're RGL. You're the one who has to spike. He's able to get one. Aspas waiting on the
25 seconds. It's Aspas.
He's got to be able to hold the line. No. 3 for RGL. The site open. What can Tui's do? With 18 seconds left, he finds Heat. Both remaining members are weak. Clean shots out of Muri's to keep him in the round. Les has Pit. I mean, can he navigate this well?
He's gonna walk. What?
Of course he is.
Oh my goodness.
Who would expect that? He's gonna Pit. Things equalize the Molly to buy some space, to buy some time. To challenge a bold swing out. Ult there. That's one big kill. He's seen him. He spotted him. He heard him. The spam's through. Nothing landing
He's going
yet.
for more.
There's just not enough time there either. Muri's with a huge hold.
Match point.
I've never seen a more closer representation of a player playing Viper there. Exactly like a snake, just hunting straight through. The Brazil. And putting them to the test on the second map. The first one definitely was a stomp. But MIBR has the luxury of not experimenting here. We're Loud are doing just that.
Kind of position are Loud in here. They've got light armor on a couple of members, 2 ults in Sadak and Tui's, but they don't have much for guns.
2 Stingers and the Sheriff is horrible economically. So they have to have cooked something up in that timeout.
The ults have to be the difference maker. They're going to go into the strongest part of Loud's defense. 3 members close by.
Seek them out.
Is that their go button? Yes, it is. Heat, Satchel's through. Aspas waiting on the other side, and he called with utility out.
Reckoning is actually pushing them back. The Shark!
Dude, Loud are doing this. Loud are doing this. Trying to navigate all the utility. And MIBR, at least for now, have been unsuccessful. What a round from Loud.
Trading forex, emas, saham, dan banyak lagi dengan broker peraih penghargaan.
Talk about cooking. Talk about giving the coaches an opportunity to talk to their teams. Bazooka a chance to close out against his former teammates.
But I don't understand what gave Heat the confidence to think that there wasn't anything back there. To be caught there with utility out just seems like a huge mistake.
I think a lot of it is preempting the ults that were available there for Loud.
Oh, that's cold.
We might actually.
Between the two of them. So many moments shared. Look at the buy for MIBR.
Talk about shoddy.
Aspas has a judge. He's going to have blades too.
Deadly combination.
+10, by the way. Very pedestrian out from Aspas. Same Viper wall we've seen a few times. The Blade's instantly used.
Remember what I was talking about this B main presence being so important. That's clearing all the way behind the box, so Aspas able to just dodge and not give up the fact of what weapon he has in his hands.
And you wouldn't necessarily expect this either, right?
Who are they giving that ult to?
That was FRZ, that orb.
FRZ, okay, lockdown is what they're trying to go for.
They're still, I mean, they're still far distance away. Even if they get the second, they still need to find a third.
Maybe he gets the plant and can use it in post-plant. Or 1 minute left, or he could go pivot and get the third. We've seen this already. Last half, we had Psyduck go for all three.
They're putting all of the eggs in this lockdown basket.
But the position that they're going to be left in late in this is towards A. The lockdown, not the greatest here. You can't really find one that goes all the way up into drop, all the way up into heaven.
It's also worth mentioning, Loud haven't invested a lot of utility here. Turi's is still full. Aspas went for a lot there.
I like that idea, though. They recognize they're going for the ults. They get in the tree to use it. This is massive. Oh, is this spammable?
Oh. Maybe close, but not the case. They're going to wait on the other side of it. And they haven't, I mean, they're just now attempting to get the spike down.
High tide already coming through Cascade as well. They're pressuring really fast.
Huge kill out from Heat, but Tui's behind enemy lines. He's sneaking his way forward, and once again, he's in a spot where they may not check him. And he's gonna get two. No, only one. Counting and Psyduck. Another insanely unlikely situation. Now Psyduck left in this 1v3 against two pistols and a rifle, and no, not able to pull it off. Mibr take us to Haven.